My dear students of Standard 9, good evening everyone. Here I am to take your chemistry class. Dear students, we had completed chapter 2. Today I will discuss some questions from your book exercise. At first, MCQ. Look, what kind of action takes place when hot tea is kept in a teacup? What type of action? Vaporization, sublimation, diffusion, or effusion? Hot tea is kept in a teacup. So here vaporization takes place here. So the answer is vaporization. Now to number MCQ. What will happen to the particles when water vapor is condensed? When water vapor is condensed, then gaseous water is converted to liquid water. So in this process, size will reduce. Look, gaseous water, that means steam, here molecule spreads more area. So size is more here. But when this steam is condensed, then liquid water, here the molecules will be compacted. So here size of the compound will be reduced. Now we will remain in movement. You know, gaseous molecules, they move very fast, but in liquid water, there are also movement, but here movement is comparatively slow. So it will be the answer, will remain in movement. C number, will vibrate at the same position. No, because for the solid substance, the molecules will remain in the same position and they will vibrate. Energy will evolve. Look, when liquid water is heated, then energy is given there and liquid water becomes gaseous. But when gaseous water is condensed, then no energy is given, rather energy is evolved from there. So dear students, look, there are three correct answers. A number, size will reduce, B number will remain in movement, and D number also, energy will evolve. So in this MCQ, there are three correct answers. But if the question was, what will not happen to the particles when water vapor is condensed, then the answer would be, will vibrate at the same position. But for this question there are three correct answers. Now, which of the following picture is applicable for sublimation? Sublimation, you have remembered, where solid substance is heated to convert into directly gaseous. That means there are only two states, solid and gaseous. Solid is converted from solid to gaseous. Look, in this picture, here liquid molecule is converted to gaseous. Here solid molecule is converted to liquid. C number option, look, here this is solid molecule and this is gaseous molecule. And here liquid molecule is converted to gaseous. So among these pictures, only C number is the picture of sublimation process. So the answer will be C. Now for number MCQ, heating curve of unknown solid matter Z tells us. Look, this is a heating curve of a solid matter Z. Look here, melting point of Z is 54 degrees Celsius. Look, here the temperature is given. At this 54 degrees Celsius, the matter remains as solid. And at 154 degrees Celsius, the solid matter starts to melt. That means the melting point of this solid matter is 154 degrees Celsius, not 54 degrees Celsius. Now, Z is volatile. For volatile matter, how many step is found on its heating curve? Only two steps, because For volatile matter, there is only solid condition and gaseous condition. There is no liquid condition. So this is also not correct. Z is a normal solid matter, not volatile matter. 3 number option, AB and CD curves indicate the boiling and melting lines of Z. Look, AB and CD curves indicate the melting and boiling lines of Z. So there is not written respectively, so we can take it. AB is the melting curve because this is the melting point of matter Z, and AB, this is the melting point, and CD, here the matter starts to boil at the point C. So CD is the boiling curve of the matter Z. So these 3 number can be the answer. So for 4 number MCQ, there is only one option correct, that is 3 number option. So which of the below is correct? There is no only 3 number option. So you will cut 1 and 3 and you will write here only 3. So our correct answer is C. Now, which of the following has the highest rate of diffusion? Already we learned that the rate of diffusion depends on its molecular mass. Here, there are carbon dioxide, ammonia, HCl and sulfuric acid. If we calculate the molecular mass of these 4 compounds, we get 44 for carbon dioxide, ammonia has mass 17, HCl 36.5 and sulfuric acid 96. So, we know the compound that has more molecular mass, its rate of diffusion is the least, and the compound which has less molecular mass, it will diffuse more. So the molecular mass of ammonia is the least, 17. So the rate of diffusion of ammonia is the highest. So our correct answer will be option B, ammonia. 6th number MCQ, which of the following can be sublimated? You know some volatile matter where iodine, edible salt, copper sulfate, soda ash. Soda ash means sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Here look, only iodine is a volatile matter. So iodine can be sublimated. Our correct answer is iodine. Now come creative question. 1 number question, look, there are 2 beakers. In first beaker, there is a mixture of iodine and edible salt. And in second beaker, there are sand and glucose. Now question is, what is diffusion? You know the process, what is diffusion. B number question, when you open the gas cylinder used for cooking, which section takes place first, diffusion or effusion? You know the process, diffusion and effusion. Both are the spreading process, but diffusion, it is a spontaneous process, but effusion, it is affected by pressure. That means effusion process, here the gas molecules pass through a small hole. Now look, gas cylinder. In gas cylinder, inside the cylinder, the gas molecules are present. And when this cylinder is opened, the cork of the cylinder is opened, then the gas molecules come through the small hole of the cylinder. So at first effusion process takes place, and when the gas comes from the cylinder, then it spreads, and this process is diffusion. So which process takes place at first? Effusion. So here at first effusion takes place, then diffusion. See number question, if you increase heat, which of the matters in the stem will vaporize first? Explain. Look, in the stem there are 4 matters. These are iodine, edible salt, sand and glucose. Among these 4 matters, which matter is vaporized at first. Look, all these are solid matter, and here iodine is only sublime. Iodine is a volatile matter. So when heat is applied, then iodine will be vaporized at first, because all they have three state. They will at first melt, that means they will go liquid state from solid state, and after that they will be vaporized, that means they will be gaseous. But iodine, it is a sublime, so it has only two state, solid and gaseous. And when they are heated, then they will take more heat because their boiling point is more than iodine. Iodine, it will directly be gaseous from solid. So iodine will be vaporized at first because iodine is a volatile matter, it is a sublime. Now D number question, can you separate the elements of the two mixtures using the same process? Show reasons for your answer. Look, first beaker there are iodine and edible salt, and in second beaker there are sand and glucose. So if you want to separate them from the mixture, then can you use same process? Here iodine and edible salt, both are solid. So when you will heat them, then iodine is a volatile matter, and at low temperature, comparatively low temperature, iodine will be vaporized. The melting point of salt is 801 degrees Celsius, but before salt, iodine will be vaporized. Iodine will be vaporized at low temperature. So if we collect the vapor of iodine, then from there we will get solid iodine again after condensation. But salt, it will be remained at the beaker. So in this way, we can separate iodine and table salt from this mixture. But sand and glucose, both are solid matter. So how can we separate them? Both their melting point and boiling point is very high. So sand and glucose, if we add water here, then what will happen? Sand, it will not be dissolved into water, but glucose, it is dissolved into water. So at first we will add water to make the solution of glucose. Now if we do filtration, then we will get glucose solution as a filtrate and sand as a residue. And when this glucose solution is separated and heated, then from there, after vaporization, we get glucose remained on the pot. In this way, we can separate both sand and glucose from their mixture. So dear students, look, same process will not be applied for separating them from their mixture. From iodine and edible salt, we can use sublimation process to separate them. But to separate sand and glucose from their mixture, at first we will do filtration. At first we will make the solution, then we will do filtration, and at last we will do vaporization. So the separation process of them are different. Now, 2 number question in your book. Look, this question already you had done in city. So this is known to you, and I had explained this question in your previous one class. So look, there is a tube, two mouth opened. This is a hollow cylindrical tube. Look here, in one mouth there is, in one end there is a cotton weight with HCl solution, and in another end there is also a cotton weight with ammonia solution. Ammonia solution means ammonium hydroxide. Dear students, look, HCl hydrogen chloride gas, when this is added into water, it will become hydrochloric acid. And ammonium hydroxide, this is the ammonia solution. When ammonia gas is added into water, then it will react with water and produce ammonium hydroxide. It is also called ammonia solution. When these two are given, these two mouth, then from hydrochloric acid, HCl gas is produced, and from ammonia solution, ammonia gas is produced. Both they are gaseous, so diffusion process takes place here. Now look, question is, what is effusion? You know what is effusion. Why are melting point and boiling point different for the same matter? For the same matter, melting point, that is the temperature at which the matter starts to melt. After melting, then the liquid matter again starts to boil. So their temperature obviously be different. So melting point and boiling point for a same matter will always be different. What kind of change is the process of the stem? Explain. In the stem there are diffusion process. Here the diffusion of HCl gas and ammonia is shown. So this is diffusion process. Just we will explain this process inside the test tube. D number question, look. Why white smoke is produced at the end A of the tube? Explain with logic. What is white smoke? When ammonia and HCl both are diffused, then at this point both they meet. Ammonia comes from there, HCl comes from there, and at just that point they meet and they react with one another. Ammonia and HCl, they react with one another and they will produce ammonium chloride. This ammonium chloride, it looks like smoky, white smoke. So, white smoke, that is ammonium chloride, it is produced at near of A point, A mouth, and far from B. Why? Now, we know ammonia and HCl both are gaseous and both they diffuse inside the test tube. But their rate of diffusion is not same because their molecular mass is not same. We know that the diffusion rate depends on the molecular mass. Here, the molecular mass of ammonia is 17 and molecular mass of HCl is 36.5. The molecular mass of HCl is more than ammonia. So here ammonia will diffuse more than HCl. That means ammonia will go more distance than HCl. At the same time, HCl will go less distance and ammonia will go more distance. So it will come from here to here and it will come from here to here. And at that point they will meet and they will react to produce ammonium chloride. So white smoke of ammonium chloride will be produced at that point at near of A and far from B. Now 3 number question, look. A beaker containing some ice cubes is slowly heated. With the passage of time, the changes in the state of ice are observed. Ice is heated and we will observe the change of ice. That means what? Ice will melt, that means it will produce water, and with time it will produce vapor, steam. Now question is, what is distillation? You know distillation is a process that is the combination of vaporization and condensation. What do you understand by diffusion and effusion? The both process, here you will explain with definition. Present the action of the stem on a graph sheet. Here on the stem there are some ice cubes slowly heated, so it will change from solid to liquid and liquid to gas. Here you have to present the action on a graph sheet, that means heating curve of ice. This is the heating curve of ice. Ice, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So with time or with heat absorbed, you will mention here time because here there is given present the action of the steam on a graph sheet. Here there is given with the passage of time. So you can use both time or heat. You will get this type of heating curve that you had already completed in your previous class. What will happen if you replace ice of the steam with naphthalene? Analyze. You have to explain another heating curve where there will be naphthalene instead of ice. That means naphthalene, it is also solid matter, but look, naphthalene is a volatile matter. For ice, you got, look, for ice, you got 3 state of matter. That means in your heating curve, you got 3 step. First step, second step, and this is the third step. But for naphthalene, you will get 2 step because naphthalene has only 2 states, solid and gaseous. So the heating curve of naphthalene will be like this, where at low temperature, it will be gaseous from solid to, at low temperature, it will be converted from solid to gas. So you will get only 2 steps on its heating curve. You will explain this heating curve here. So dear students, these are the questions from the exercise on your book. Today, up to this, next class we will start new chapter. So goodbye everyone.